I got a question for all you high school athletes out there. How much do you love your sport? If the answer to this question is a lot, or I love it, and you're not being highly recruited, or not being recruited at all, I have a few simple tips and steps that will help you get recruited. Now, while some people are fortunate enough to be able to afford companies like NCSA, which can charge up to $3,500 for recruiting help, most people can't afford that. So you can take this into your own hands and do your own recruiting with a few simple tools and a few simple steps. The tools that I'm mentioning: a computer, access to the internet, notepad, and a pen or a pencil. And one thing I know all of you have: a cell phone. With those few tools, you should be able to land you a landing spot to play your sport at the next level. Now, first things first, you're asking, how do I get in contact with some of these coaches? That's simple. Google them. If you go on Google and type in the name of an institution or university, all of them that have sports has an athletic page. And from there, you can look up all of the sports that they offer and all of the coaches who are involved in those sports and the recruiting coordinators. So your next step will be, if they have the numbers, it's simple, call them. But if they don't list the numbers and they only have one number, then what you need to do is call that number. Most of them have either a ticketing office or a recruiting office. So the first step is to call those numbers. And if you can't get through, or they won't connect you with coaches because sometimes they're very guarded and that's their job, this is where patience and perseverance come in at. You would take that number, for example, if it's 745-6000 for, let's say, Xavier University, you would dial 745-6001. Why, you ask? Because you never know how extensions start. And this is where patience comes in, because you have to write these numbers down. And if it's a dead end, you scratch it off. But if you get through to somebody, list who they are and the position that they hold. That way, if you can't get through to anything else, you can come back to that number and use what I like to call misdirection, which is where you're a student, you're an athlete, you're young, so you can act confused. I was trying to get to coach, whoever that might be, and sometimes they will transfer you, depending on how busy they are. Or they'll say, I can put you through to their voicemail. Now, if they ask questions about who you are, you tell them that you're an athletic recruit. Most of the time, they'll ask a little bit of information on how you got in contact. And from there, you just be honest. I've always wanted to play here, so I'm just looking for a foot in the door. And I think this is the place for me. But make sure that you know what degrees they offer, know your GPA, and know some of your stats. That way you can give them to them very quickly. And they'll see that you're organized and put together, and that you're actually serious about coming to their institution. Now, sometimes people might do their due diligence and then look you up. So, next thing, make sure you got highlights, all of your best plays. Have them ready for an email. So if that coach asks, well, hey, I like the way you sound, send me an email with your GPA and your stats, because they always want to know your GPA, because you're called what? A student athlete. So that's another step. Now, most websites might just have just the emails. So what do? Email them. This way, you'll have a trail that you can look back through. And if you get a positive response, by all means, run with it. And then after that, that's when you start requesting your recruit tickets. Now, most recruiting offices might offer. Some of them want to know who you know. So, if you know the coach's names, you can tell them, I know this coach, or I've been trying to contact this coach. And they might stop right there and say, okay, well, this is how you gain access to our recruit tickets. And from there, you're on your way. So the next step would be get your recruit tickets, and on the way to that place, make sure you look up each coach that is related to your position and the head coach and the recruiting coordinator, and know them by face and by name. So that way when you get there, you know who to talk to, who to look for, and when you address them like that, they'll be impressed that you did your homework. That's important. And make sure that you know all the answers to the questions that these coaches will ask you. What year you're in, what's your GPA, and why did you choose our school? So that means know their majors. Know what you want to do. And from there, next important step, every coach carries them, business cards. Ask for their business cards when you're done talking to them. So you have to learn how to work a room, but be comfortable in your own skin. You're an athlete and they're coaches. So from there, you're on your way to getting yourself recruited. And those are a few simple steps. And as many colleges as you contact, the more positive results you'll get. And the more information and contacts and relationships you can build. And I guarantee you, if you stay on that course, you will get you, if not a full scholarship, a partial, and then be on your way to earning a full scholarship. So, it's that simple. Have fun and happy trails.